Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to 20 Days of Christmas and Summer Cut Files with Confessions of a Paper Addict. We are on to day 9. Is it 9? That sounds right. And it's all about foliage. I can never say that. It's all about leaves and stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and work with the Festive Clusters. This is a new release that came out at the beginning of this month. I'm going to make that work with this photo I have that we went on a really fun drive-through Christmas display this year. We didn't get to go last year, but we went this year and it was lots of fun and the kids had tons of fun. And I have some up-close photos of them, which was actually supposed to be for yesterday's video and layout. And I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to fall a little bit behind. And so I'm giving myself the grace and I'm going to just not worry about it, and they will get up when they get up. So I have this one, so let's share this one. I am using the Crepe Paper winter. It was a winter line from last year. It was very pretty, and I'm using all the kind of the softer photos and everything. And then I cut the cut file 3 times. I used it in a white, kind of a lighter pattern paper, and then I'm going to use it in a green and a blue, which you'll see come in a minute. So as I'm working on all of this, I'm thinking to myself, what will look really cool doing this is if I went ahead and pulled out my Spiegel Mom Scraps splash kits, and these are something that is a new release to Spiegel Mom Scraps, and so I've turned this into the design team, one of my design team projects for that. And you're going to see I'm kind of laying this out, trying to decide what I want to do. I'm liking how it's looking, but obviously needs a little bit more and all of that. So I'm going to pull out. Now, this particular splash kit that I received, I got the Vibes, which is the spray, and it's rose gold red. It's so pretty. You mixed a little tiny bit of water with it, and it almost turns it into the same kind of pinky color that I'm using as my background. I'm going to use an Inklings that came with it, and it's called Good as Gold. And finally, I will use just a plain shimmers, and this one is called Evergreen, and it is the perfect green for Christmas. I'll tell you what. So those are the colors you're going to see me work with as I'm working on my background. I'm just doing a pretty basic thing, nothing too exciting, just a little bit of interest to the background. And while you watch me do that, I want to talk about some more of the photo. So this particular photo was taken. So as we were driving through, we were going through this kind of cool tunnel. So it really kind of lit up the car. And so I'm like, let's try and get a family photo. And I took about 3 of them. And this one, even though Barrett is reaching down trying to get popcorn and not looking, was the best one of the rest of us. And so it's the one that I decided to go with. You're never ever gonna get a perfect photo with 5 people. It's not gonna happen, especially when 3 of them are young children. So this is the one we went with. I'm really happy with it. I loved how it just kind of captured the moment. We were all having fun. Even though Sean was the one having to drive through the whole thing, he was having fun. And I just wanted to highlight that on its own, in its own spread layout, versus having it combined with the rest of the layout that, like I said, should have been up yesterday, but hopefully will be up by the end of this week so you can see that one too. But it was a really fun time. And it wasn't super long, but you had to drive slow so you could see all of the displays, and it was storybook themed. So it was a fun, magical time. And I grabbed some really cool shots of my kids and I just loved it. So that had to go on to a full 12 by 12 layout, even though it's going to be represented in my December daily as well. Sometimes there's photos that need to go in both. And this is an example of one of those. Plus, how often do I get a family photo? Not very often. So that is the photo. You can see I've gotten my mixed media down. It's not a lot, guys. I just did a little bit of splattering. I sprayed the bottle, and then I sprayed some water, and I just kind of mixed it together, used my heat gun to dry it, and that was it. I didn't go too crazy. I honestly don't do a ton of mixed media, and I really haven't done it lately. Getting messy is just not something I've been in the mood to do. But this works, and I am happy with how it turned out. And it did bring a nice bit of interest, so that as I put the cut file back down, it has something to play off of it and give it some dimension. And I just really pleased with how it turned out. I'm going to attempt to add all the cut files that I cut onto this and make it just like a wreath type of, I don't know, it's a little too much. It gets a little too busy. So I'm going to edit, and I'm going to take some away and mostly focus on the white pattern papered background one with the blue and the green one, which I think is kind of hard to read on camera. I think they both look the same color, but they are two different darker colors. I kind of mix those in so that they're just kind of popping out here and there. And that keeps it nice and light and airy so that it will pair next to, like I said, the other layout that's coming up, which is a completely different collection. Why I did that, I don't know, but it is a completely different direction, a collection and different company. So this helps it all. Now I bordered it, and I really wanted to get a strip of cars somehow because it's the drive. We were driving and we were in a line, and all of us were driving. So I really wanted to get that represented some way, somehow. And you saw earlier that I was trying to cut some strips to make that work, but they were just too thick and taking up too much. So I actually end up finding one of the branding strips that is going to work perfectly. And then I searched for a car, and I'm able to find that. And it's just, it all works really, really well. But let's talk about what I'm doing here. So in this color splash kit that you get from Spiegelmom Scraps, it does not come with this particular mix. It comes with a really fun one that's got lots of greens, and it's very Christmassy. It's perfect. However, because again, I'm trying to keep this kind of light and airy, I decided to switch up my sequin mix. And I am using one that is called, oh, I totally forgot it. Hold on, let's open it up and look together. It is called Blushing Bride. That is what it is called. And it was perfect. It had the same type of rose gold and tones to it. So I'm adding that instead of what came with the color splash. So if you go to order it, just know it's going to be a different mix that you're going to get. Finish it off by adding this Cozy Are We as my title. And you guys, that's going to do it for today. So if you're interested, go ahead and head on over to Confessions of a Paper Addict to pick up this fun cut file called Festive Clusters. And then head on over to Spiegelmom Scraps and get yourself one of the color splash kits. And you can always use my code Christy15 for 15% off in the Spiegelmom Scraps shop. All right, that's going to do it. We're going to have a look at my finished layout, and I will see you guys all again soon for another layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.